So hello everyone, so today I'm going to show you how you can check if the hard drive that you have or the SSD that drive that you have is in good condition or not. So you could use several methods to do this. So you could go to Windows Explorer like here. You could right click, go to Properties, go to Tools, and do an error checking here. This will scan the drive to see if there's any bad sectors or something like that. And that's one way of checking your hard drive. So that's quite a large hard drive, so it takes a little bit longer. Okay, it says this drive is okay, but I wouldn't just rely on this one thing. So this hard drive, I'm going to test this, see what it says, and I'm also going to check it on Crystal Disk Info and see what it says on that. Okay, it says this drive is okay, this Toshiba hard drive. And now I'm going to use Crystal Disk Info. And you could download that right here if you want. Leave it in the video description so you can get it later. So you could, this shows the status of your drives and what condition they're in. So C drive is good, as you can see, 100%. This is the Seagate drive. It just says good. It doesn't say 100%, but it's still good. This is a Western Digital 500 gigabyte hard drive. It says this is 100% good, and it checks all these things in here to see if it's okay or not. See, let's go to H drive. That's a 1 terabyte hard drive. It says it's in good condition. It's been powered on for 1358 hours. D drive's been on for the Seagate 3 gigabyte hard drive's been on for 18,139 hours, as you can see. And this drive, this SSD drive, has been on for 20,729 hours. And H drive is in good condition, and that's the temperature. E drive, it's been on for 35,328 hours. It's also in good condition. It doesn't say 100%, but it's good at 36 degrees C. And this one's not that good. This one could fail. This Toshiba drive that I tested with error checking. It said it was okay here, but it's not. In here it's not okay. Over there it was okay, but here it's not. See, there's a problem with current pending sector count. That's where the problem is. So this one I'm going to have to probably replace or something. It's not, it's very iffy. So another tool you can use to check, well, an SSD is, if you have a Samsung SSD, you could use a Samsung Magician program. Let's see. could download it on Samsung's website. I'll leave this in the video description, and you can get that. You can download it. If you have a Seagate hard drive, you could use something called Seetools. I'll also leave this in the video descriptions, but this will not work on a Western Digital or any other hard drive. It will only work on Seagate hard drives, or if you have a Western Digital hard drive, you could use I wouldn't download it from any other site except for Western Digital site, because
pizza or
could be malware on it and stuff like that. Okay, you could download it here. It's called Data Lifeguard Diagnostics for Windows, and this is for Western Digital hard drives, and you could use that as a diagnostic tool. That's pretty much it, and it will show the health of your drives. But in my opinion, Crystal Disk Info is a pretty good utility to use, and you could use Crystalmark to check the performance of your drive as well. So I'm going to check that. I'm going to check how fast this SSD drive is. Okay, 550.9 megabytes per second, which is pretty good. So when I check drives or hard drives and SSDs or USB drives, I always use these utilities to check to see how to check the status, the health status of the drive. So I don't have problems later. So I'm going to check out H drive. This is a now let me check this drive out, D drive, the Seagate drive. See how fast that hard drive is. One 170 megabytes per second. That's pretty good for reading. See how fast it does for writing. .133 megabytes per second. Okay, that's all right. Check this 1 terabyte hard drive. It said the health status was good. .138 megabytes per second, the same as a Seagate hard drive. Okay, 132. So basically, when I check my hard drives for SSDs, first thing I use is I use this. I use Windows error checking, and then I use Crystal Disk Info. And if I have the software for the original device, like for Western Digital or a Seagate drive, I would use that too to check it as an additional measure. And I would use something like Crystalmark to check the performance of it, and that would complete my check. So let's see, if I had a Samsung SSD, then I would first use Windows Explorer disk checking tool, and then I use Crystalmark, then I use Samsung Magician to check the status of the drive for this drive right here. For my SSD, which is a Samsung SSD 240 EVO 500, it says the health status is good and the temperature is 32 degrees C, and it says that in Crystalmark as well. It says the same thing, practically 32 degrees C, and it's in good status. So redundancy is good when you're checking, because you want to check for consistency. And last thing I use is a Crystalmark, which I showed you earlier, to check how fast the drive is, to test it out. And those are the 4 things I use to check hard drives and SSDs. Okay, thanks for watching my ACE 1000KS 1975.